All right, welcome everybody to the Coug Connect catch up with your host, Gabe Jeudy-Lally. Tonight he is joined by Neil Pau'u, BYU great, as well as Miles Davis, who is probably the most popular man in Provo at this moment. We just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. We have Carrick Home Design, who designs the best homes in all of Utah. Chubby's, the best place to get a burger and beer battered fries that I know about. And Growth Nutrition, who has an in-house supplement scientist person, coach. They will tell you what you should be taking to help reach all of your fitness goals. And of course, SaveDamien.com, where we're trying to raise money to save Damien, who's a child with a terminal illness. So we're going to go ahead and turn it over to the real man, the master of the show, Gabe Jeudy-Lally, and let him do his thing.
What's up, guys? Back at it again. I'm here with some guys that balled in the past and balled this past week. So tell me about it, Miles. How'd it feel? You know, you was out there scarring it out a little bit. I mean, got hawked. But, you know, it is what it is. Let me know about it, though.
It was crazy. It was unreal. Like, honestly, you know. I always, like, my pop been telling me, like, just be patient. Like, your time will come. Like, keep being patient. And, you know, just when your time comes, try to make the best of it. And so I tried to make the best of it when it came.
Well, I mean, yeah, you did it. You did your thing, you know. We haven't been running the ball pretty good in the last couple weeks, so it was nice to see, you know, skirt out there. Even though they took your touchdown away, and I know you're upset, but, you know, it's all good. Neil, I mean, how's your journey going? How's everything at this moment in time?
Yeah, man, everything been cool. Right now, just been working out, kicking it for real. I felt like I was gone forever, and when you're on the East Coast, you're like 2-3 hours ahead from your family and stuff, so you ain't really talking to nobody. And then by the time you wake up, everybody's still asleep. So now that I've been back for a little, I've really just been kicking it, kind of hanging out with family and friends, and kind of just taking it day by day.
That's nice. Are you gonna be at the game on Thursday?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we missed last week, but we're there at the Baylor game, so we'll probably make another appearance one of these weeks or whatever.
Okay, nice. Well, Miles, you know, got a big week, big rivalry. I don't know much about the whole situation. You know, I know that we played for like some sort of wagon wheel or whatever the case is. But are you excited? You ready for this week?
I can't wait. I feel like it's gonna be a great week. You know, Utah State, they're a good team. You know, especially they always play good against us.
That's true.
You know, so I feel like it's gonna be a great game. Yeah, and when my time come again, I'll just make the best of it.
I feel you. Yeah, I was talking. You know, DJ. He he went to Utah State, and he was talking about. He's like, yeah, like it's our Super Bowl. It doesn't matter if we play Alabama that year or whatever the case, and we come play BYU. He's like, it's our Super Bowl. We're gonna play the best possible as we can. And it was just funny to hear him say, because he was like, we could beat trash, absolutely trash. He was like, but we're gonna come in here and we're gonna give every single punch. So I'm excited about it. Since I don't really know about the whole rivalry and everything like that, tell me about your experience while you played here and everything like that.
Yeah, just about Utah State.
Yeah,
Utah State is just like you just said. They're gonna play hard. They're gonna play physical. But I think this year, if the guys come in with the right mindset, it should be one where everybody on the team gets to play right before general conference and stuff, and everybody go enjoy church after that. So
I feel you. What's your favorite moment from those games in the past?
I was probably watching Tyler just run for almost 200 yards last year. Knowing that Jaren was out that game, and then Baylor, he got injured, so it was just let's just do what we got to do, ride the old line and ride Tyler, and Tyler went off. So it'll be exciting to see with Jaren back playing this year and everybody slowly coming back what we can do.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think the offensive keys to victory are, in your personal opinion? I mean, watching the film, seeing what you guys have done, it's a short week.
Yeah, I think if everybody go out there and do their job, Penny and Chris, they go out there and do what they do best, and not think about anything, and then we just go out there and have fun. Offense overall, just have fun. I feel like it'll be a great game. Honestly, I feel like it'll be real good.
Yeah. I feel like completely. I hope that they like defer and give you guys the ball first, because if y'all score, then it's like over with, because the defense comes out with energy just like we did against South Florida, and the wraps for them after that. I feel like the last couple of weeks we start off a little slow, and it just like takes a little bit to get on our horse, and then after that like we play really well after that. But I think that if we can get it from the jump, then I'm trying to see some freshman DBs play if I had to keep it a band with you. So like I need this game to be wrapped. I need a little second half rest after playing 2 games in 5 days, in my personal opinion. How do you feel about that? In my personal opinion, I think that's super weird. Like to play the 2 games in 5 days, especially you're a running back, you get hit every play. I don't have to. So
I feel like I don't know, like it's crazy. But I used to see Tyler always do it. Like, Tyler always would bounce back from another game like easy. So I don't know. I look up to Tyler, so I always be like, if Tyler can do it, I'm gonna go out there and do it. Like, So like just how I look up to Penny and Chris. Like if their body's not hurting this week, then it's a mental game. My body's not hurting either. So I'm just ready for this game. Go out here, play the game, have fun with it, respect it, of course, but have fun with the game.
For sure. When you were here, like, what you think about the schedules when you had to bounce back real fast, like playing whiteout, just the whole 9 yards?
Yeah, I think it's different. I know a lot of people in the league, they don't like it, just because it takes a toll on you, especially for the guys that are hitting every single play. They don't like it, but I mean, although we don't hit the amount of pounding that you put into your legs and running, that takes a toll as well. So, I mean, I don't like it. But I think when the day before, and especially game day, you kind of get your juices flowing back again. But it could be too late, or it could be just on time. So
yeah, I was talking to one of my friends. He plays. He's on the practice squad with the Bengals, and he was talking about how like they would play a preseason game and like the next day have to have full pads on at practice. Like tell me about that.
I think that just depends on the team. The way the Bills ran it, coach. It's an older team.
Yeah.
And they're kind of on that, all right, this is the Super Bowl run type of year.
Okay.
So Coach McDermott conducted it way different. We'd come in after preseason games, and the guys that didn't play, which is all the ones, they would practice full speed, but everyone else that didn't either didn't practice or they would have like a walkthrough more so. And then that following day we were off. So they wanted to get the soreness out of us kind of that next day, off day, and then we're right back to it the following day. So.
That's good. So like, tell me, like, explain your process for like everybody that doesn't really know. Like how is the OTAs, training camp, like the whole 9 yards? Because like I mean, that's something that we're looking forward to doing. And like if I had to be honest with you, my goal is after December to be in that same situation. So just a little insight.
Yeah. So right when you get drafted or picked up as a free agent, I think you have like 2 to 4 weeks. To kind of get ready and prep to go wherever you're going. If you get drafted, I think within the first 3 rounds they send you out or whatever type deal. But then you get sent out. You're there for rookie mini camp. Rookie mini camp is Friday, Saturday, and then they cut. They probably bring in like I feel like 60 to 80 dudes, and then cut to probably like 20 dudes they keep. And then during OTAs, a lot of the veterans that've been in the league or sign big contracts. They don't come usually during OTAs. They kind of just prep their bodies for training camp type deal. They might peep their head in, and then usually everybody, you go I think 4 to 6 weeks there, then you're back for a month, and then you're back to training camp. And training camp is either at your facility, or certain people have like certain colleges you go to type deal. And the training camp is I feel like 6 weeks, and it's even like included into preseason.
Okay.
So training camp is still part of preseason, and then you get cut every single week. 5 cuts the first week, 5 cuts the second week, and then they cut down to their 53. Wait 24 hours. They can bring 16 back on practice squad. So that's the whole process of that.
How does that take a toll on your body, like from going from college, like to the NFL? Like, how does that take a toll on your body?
It takes a toll, but it also doesn't take a toll because now you're just like no school. And you're all football. So some people like treatment and all that type of stuff. I found it just like I hop in the ice bath maybe every now and again. But my body personally didn't need a lot of the treatment that some other people do. Some other people need the needling. They need the massages, all that type of deal. So you got to find your niche and find kind of your routine each and every day, and that's kind of based on what you do.
So, like, you're talking about, like, at OTAs, they bring in 60, 80 guys and cut down to 20. Like, so out of those, like, 60, 80 guys, are all those guys, like, undrafted free agents, like, are a good majority of those guys undrafted free agents, stuff like that, and, like, the 20 that they keep are, like, the guys that they kind of knew from the beginning they were going to keep?
So they mostly keep, like, they're probably 7, however many draft picks they probably keep those guys.
Yeah.
And then they bring in, a lot of other guys are camp invites. For the Bills, they had 1 or 2 dudes that were in their second year come back that were they made the practice squad last year but didn't play as much, so they came back to do rookie training camp. But then they just keep based on numbers. So everything's a number thing in the league where they're trying to have you, or they're trying to fill in spaces where numbers need to be filled. So if they're low on running backs or whatever, they might keep an extra running back and cut somebody else based off that. So everything's kind of based off of those numbers type of deal.
Okay. How is it playing with, like, Josh Allen throwing you the ball, Diggs out there, stuff like that?
It's cool. All of them are cool people. Josh Allen is probably one of the goofiest people ever. Like, he's just a big 6'5", 6'6", like 240-pound dude, and just loves to, like, joke around. And then Diggs, he just likes to argue and fight with people just to, like, stir up practice.
Yeah.
All of them were way cool. There wasn't a person, like, that we met out there, even Von Miller, Gabe Davis, and even the other guys that have been in the league for 6 to 8 to 9 years. All of them were super cool, especially in our receiver room. So our receiver room, especially with our coach, with the receivers coach, he was super cool as well, Chad Hall. And they were just always giving pointers on what we can do better, especially with their training camp when we saw them more often. They were able just to relay a lot of the messages, what we can do better just as rookies, because I feel like when I got to, like, the end of college, I kind of like, all right, this is how I play, and I know how I play, and I know defenses, and then once you get to the league, it's like, it feels like you just, like, don't know anything anymore.
Confidence.
And yeah, so, like, the confidence might be there, but it's just, like, understanding nuances, little things that you didn't see in college, they see already, and they were just able to kind of help you along the process of it, so it was cool.
Do you think, like, watching film, like, means a lot more in an NFL than it did in college, or do you think, like, just the overall understanding of the game is just completely different?
I think it's just overall understanding. I think for me, like, watching film, I watch it different than maybe other receivers do, but I think understanding, at least for the offensive side, probably the same as defense, but concepts, where you need to be, how deep you need to be, that type of deal, that's all completely different. So in routes, or you guys call it digs here, it's an in route for, like, the Bills call it an in, but that is at 16 yards. So that little difference, when you hear in, here at BYU is 12, of what I can remember, but there in the league it was 16. So, like, me hearing, all right, you have an in, I'm like, all right, that's 16 now. So it's just little different things like that, and then it's just like you can have 2 to 3 plays before the ball's even hike type deal. When he alerts it and kills it and all that type of deal, he gives you hand signals that could change the route concept from a go to a quick 9 or whatever. So different things like that, where it was just like you had to study. So I really ain't played a game up until I got back. So until I got caught. So, but now that I'm back, I mean, yeah, just been playing a little bit. So
I feel you. I mean, so, like, I was born in New York, lived there a little bit, but, like, there's not much in Buffalo. Let's just keep it, man. Like, there's not much to do. Like, what did you do when you were there? Like, when you got a day off or you didn't have ball or whatever the case is.
So that was probably the only day that I played Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Other than that, we just chilled because we were just so tired from waking up. Rookies have to lift first, so you lift at 7:30 almost every single day. So you get up 6:30, drive to the facility, lift by 7:30, and then you're there from there to about, like, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So you're there. By the time you get back, you're tired and have to study a whole new install. So then when you, like, get the day off, you get another install for the day you come back, but then you have to make sure that you're on top of the other stuff that they could throw at you from 2 days before. Yeah. So it's just like catching up and then chilling. But those off days were nice, not gonna lie. So.
Are the lifts a lot different. In
Way
NFL.
different. You don't power clean. You don't,
Yeah.
you don't do none of that stuff that doing that. But it translates into like a lot of things that they do.
Yeah.
So what they're building here, I think they're one step ahead. But they're just the best ability is availability. That's what they would just preach all the time. If you can just stay on the field, however long you can stay on the field, that will allow undrafted or cap invites to be able to make it. So one dude that made it, he was a camp invite to the Jets. He got cut, got signed to got invited to the Bills rookie mini camp the next week, and now he's on the 53. So it's just stuff like that. He just stayed available every single time. And he came back from a hernia that he hurt last season. He was at Coastal. He hernia at the end of the season, and then he just kept coming back. Was available every single time they asked of him, and now he's on the 53. So
I guess like, I mean, I don't play offense, so like it's a little bit different. Like talking with y'all, like I play defense. I guess you going at wide receiver, like what's the biggest difference about the DBs in the NFL? I guess to give me a little bit more of an insight than like compared to what I mean in college. I know some teams just don't got them, and some teams got them, but
yeah, I think every team got them. It's crazy, like the amount of like the freakish athletes that are there. There's some athletes in the league like they're solely there for special teams, but what they do on special teams, like it's crazy just to see them like go play DB after and transition from that. Everybody's long, everybody's fast. So those are the little things that Gabe and the whole receiver room and Diggs would be able to talk to us about. Is being able to figure out those little things that could get you one step ahead of the long. Because I felt like almost even like preseason, every DB was like 6'3", probably ran the 4.3 or whatever, 4.4. I just feel like everybody runs that. But everybody's like that 6'1" to 6'3" range, and everybody's just tall, fast, and lengthy. So windows are tight. Space is pretty tight as well. So yeah, it's just crazy.
yeah, I feel that. Back to you, Miles. I guess this week, like, you gonna give me a touchdown? Like, let's just keep it a band, bro. Like I know you told DJ you got 2 touchdowns, he's gonna get his shoes, but then you're getting hawked out there, and then they're taking touchdowns away from you.
Whites would have been nice.
For real.
Hey, whatever happens. So I just, like me, honestly, this whole year, like, I'm just trying to do, just trying to get my name noticed, like, real talk. Like, that's the only thing so, like, I want to score, you feel me?
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But I want to help my team out the most. Like, no matter what I can do on the field, I just want to be able to help. So that's my biggest thing. Like, going into, like, that was my whole biggest thing going to this whole season. So, whatever happens. Like, honestly.
Be truthful though. Like, how much confidence did you get from like how you played versus Wyoming, like coming into the next games and stuff like that?
Oh, I felt it built a lot of confidence.
That was
like,
that was your first real reps, huh?
Yeah. Like, honestly, coming into fall camp, I didn't really I was confident in myself.
Yeah.
But I wasn't as confident in myself than I was like in high school. I feel like, and that's like the biggest thing in college because like they recruited you for a reason. You got to be somewhat good.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's all about confidence in college. And so like I feel like I wasn't really confident coming into it to the season until like at practice I started getting better and better. The coach is like, okay, you keep doing what you're doing, like and like keep like you got it, like keep going. And so I feel like it started building up confidence, and then this past game, it built a lot of confidence, in myself. My everybody always believed in me, but it was just, I feel like you got to believe in yourself before, it starts with that. It starts with you, and so I feel like that was a big thing.
Yeah, like I peeped it. Like you being able to run the football allowed other people to have great games as well too, right?
Yeah.
Allowed Jaren to throw the ball down the football field, allowed Kibo to go off crazy, allowed Cody to get touchdown catch, allowed Isaac to get the ball, right? I feel like if we can keep replicating that, like not only yourself is gonna be able to get your name noticed, but like everybody else is gonna be able to get their hand in the pot, right? And it's a big team thing. So like, I'm excited for you in my personal opinion,
Appreciate that, man.
And I'm excited for y'all to start fast because, I mean, defensively wise, both of y'all don't play defense, but, like, I'm a little bit of issue that we had is just, like, we haven't brought the fight to the other team that we played the last 2 weeks. Like, I feel like at the beginning we just kind of got stuck in the face because we're like, oh, we're a little slowing down. And I think that this week, like, it's a big rivalry game. We can't start off slow because, like, they know us, we know them. Like, if we start off slow, they're going to get our number. And from there, it's hard to be able to bounce back. Yeah. Just like last year, y'all gave it to Utah from the get-go. And they could not come back, and we decided to end the game classy, even though we could have really blown them out, right? So I feel like defensively-wise, we got the scheme. We know exactly what we're doing. It's just like, at the end of the day, can we, like, just actually, like, believe in ourselves to get it done? Because, like, we're going to go out there and they're going to spread us all the way out to the sideline. And at the end of the day, they want to throw the ball 150 times. But, like, if you watch it, we haven't been able to stop the run as much, right? But they're not even going to run the football. They're going to go out there and throw it anyway. And their quarterback's throwing 8 picks in 2 games.
How do they defense look? I mean, they offense look.
I mean, the first 2. Okay, I mean, they play. It's hard to judge Alabama because they scored 3 points, right? They scored 3 points. It was just they were just way outmatched. The first game of the season, they played UConn. UConn's not all that great, and they were struggled, but they threw the ball pretty well. And then they went and played Weber State. They scored 0 offensive touchdowns, and they threw 3 picks. And then last week, they threw 5 interceptions, the same quarterback. So, like, he's just throwing the ball. He's just throwing the ball. Like, it does not matter. Like, I'm a protective fade all day, everything like that. Because, like, that's what he wants to be able to throw it, but he doesn't throw it well. But then he'll throw everything on the inside, triple cover, just slinging that thing in there, picked. Like,
so you gonna get one on Saturday?
Oh yeah, I dropped one on Saturday actually. Like, in all truth, honestly, this past Saturday, they threw back shoulder, and I didn't see the ball till last second. It hit me in the arm, and I dropped it. So I gotta get one. I literally gotta get one this Saturday. Yeah, cause I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I give everybody in the room crap because, like, Jacob got picks, right? But he didn't play corner when he got his interception. So we have not had a corner interception since like 2018. Yeah. So, and then I was like, oh, well, I'm the only corner that I got 3 picks on my career, so, like, I gotta get me one. And then we give Caleb the most crap because you could throw it all the way up in the air, and he might still drop that thing, man. I mean, honestly. So, I mean, we're trying to get him one in all truthful honesty. And, you know, I mean, my guy D-Lo, he got hit in the hands twice at practice this week. And I'm like, come on, D-Lo, catch that ball. But I think, truthfully, this week, they come out with number 1. I think that everybody in the room could literally get one, and it might be ugly because we're also playing at home. We're not even having to go up there. Like, we're gonna play Thursday at home and get these picks and go home. It's gonna be 10 o'clock when I get to go home too. Not 1 a.m. It's gonna be nice, bro. What? Go home with. Hey, there's a little tradition that I learned from our boys at Vanderbilt. So anytime you pick the ball off, you take that ball with you. So, like, you don't give it back to the ref. So I got a ball from Tennessee, Kentucky, and UConn. They all in my house. So I gotta get me one from Utah State. You know, I gotta go get me one. You're dropping paintings and stuff. Yeah. But we got any questions that we can field at this moment in time?
Quite a few now.
All right, good.
Let's hit up the chat a little for a second.
All right, for sure.
Let's hit up the chat because first of all, this isn't a question, but I want to give a shout out to Amy Jones, who is pretending like she knows you, Miles. I think she might just have a crush on you.
I know Amy.
Yeah, you know Amy? Okay, so shout out to Amy. She's been great in the chat
Amy,
tonight.
for sure.
She says she just wants to say hi. Really glad that you stuck around, kind of bided your time until you got your chance, and then broke out last weekend. Let's turn that into a little bit of question. How'd you stay so patient until you kind of, saw that moment and just sort of seized it against Wyoming?
It always been. I feel like it always kind of been that. Like, even in high school, from my freshman year, I feel like I always have to be patient. That's like growing up. Like, that's all my pops used to bring up. Like, patience. Patient with everything that goes on in life. You got to be patient with life. So I feel like that's how I kind of took it. And whenever you get your chance with anything, you just take it and run with it.
You technically didn't score a touchdown, but you really did. A little bit of a maybe 50-50 flag action going on here. I don't want to get you in too much trouble, but we're not in front of, like, official media right now.
Yeah.
When you turn around and you see a flag like that, does your heart just drop?
No, it was just crazy. I was like, wow.
Hands on your head.
My hand was on my head like this, like, wait, what happened? But, I actually went back to watch it, and the ref, like, it should have been a touchdown, like, So I wasn't really tripping. I was like, in the game, I was like, what? Like, what just happened? you know. And then after that, I couldn't get in the end zone, so I was like, dang it. But it happens though.
You shouldn't even let that happen though.
Bro, it happens.
Because you slow-mo running down the sideline and everything, and then you letting him ankle swipe you like you should have just been for 6.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying I couldn't even be mad because I should have scored like in the long run. But it was like dang, like But it's all good. Yeah. Hopefully I'll get one.
All right, let's go around the table a little bit here because we got a really good, just kind of basic question from Hunter in the chat. Let's start with Neil and then we'll just work our way around here. He wants to know. When did you guys first realize that you wanted to play college football? And also, was that the same moment when you realized, like, hey, I might have a future in this sport. I can play in college?
Mine was in college, actually, probably my first year here at BYU. I love basketball. So basketball has been my thing ever since growing up. So my first catch, actually, BYU was a touchdown. So after that, it was kind of like, oh, maybe this football thing can work a little bit. But, yeah.
Low key humble brag there for me. Like, I'm just naturally gifted. Also, really good high school quarterback, but that low story is for another day.
I don't know. I've played football, tackle football since I've been like 5 years old. So I knew and I played football in Texas. So like you didn't just play football just for like the glory of playing football. You played football because you wanted to go play in college. So I guess like. I knew I wanted to play ever since like I moved from New York to Texas and started playing ball. But when I like probably generally knew that it was like that it could happen was probably around like 6th grade. I had a coach that played in the NFL for a while, and me and his son were like one of 2 like colored kids on the team. And he was like, "Hey, I want to move you to play corner because I was playing quarterback and running back." And he was like, "If you want to play college football, like you should come play defense." And then from that moment on, like, had a couple interceptions, and I was like, oh, like, defense is where, like, you actually, like, make plays and, like, you could stay on the field for way longer. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do that from now on. And then from there, it just manifested into good things, and that's what was it.
Me, so what made me want to play football, when we first started playing football, my dad just, like, put us in football. And I got to play at the Cowboys Stadium. My first game was at the Cowboys Stadium. And I was like, what? Like, this is crazy. And, like, while we're playing, like, we got Dez Bryant, Miles Austin, Tony Romo, all these guys just walking past us like, hey, good luck, little man, good luck. And I'm like, what? Like, these guys in the NFL, like, this is crazy. And then, like, that made me want to start playing football. And then, like, just, like, wanting to go to college to play football. I feel like it was in high school. We started having like recruits. Recruits started coming to the school, and they was just watching us in the weight room and stuff like that. So I was like, who is these guys? Like they all got these college shirts on and stuff. Like grown men, and I'm like, wow. Like, and next thing you know, my coach was like, yeah, like them are recruits like for college. Like those are coaches in college football. So I was like, oh snap. He was like, yeah, do you want to go to college football? I said, yeah, I want to go to college football. Yeah, that was like the thing. So that was made me want to play college football right there. Just seeing the coaches and want to impress them.
I gotta back you up there. Your first ever football game was at Cowboy Stadium?
Yeah, first ever football
like,
game.
This
ever.
was like Pop Warner or
Pop Warner.
How old were you? Like, walk me through that whole thing.
I was like 8 or 7. I was 8 or 7. Like I was playing with the 13-year-olds. I was on the 13-year-olds because of my speed, and so my dad was like, no, like well, you gonna have to play up. And so they had me back there. I was a short little safety, over there scared, But it was the first game at the Cowboy Stadium, and like I'm at an NFL stadium, so I kind of like pooped my pants and everything. I was getting run over, but it was fun though, playing against some big older guys, and some of those guys, is in the NFL now until today, so it was awesome.
Well, knowing that, I'll know you'll appreciate this one, and I know that Gabe will appreciate this. Texas boy himself, but we got a couple God bless Texas in chat.
Yeah.
Faith, family, and football. So God bless Texas right there. Let's take this NFL question right here. Quandell wants to know. I think I know Neil's answer to this one. He wants to know if y'all got a favorite NFL team or which team you would most want to play for. If it's like a coach or a system you like or something like that. I'm imagining because Neil's got a little NFL experience, like he's a Buffalo guy now, right?
Yeah.
Or-
Those, especially all the rookies. The rookies were super tight. Like when you get there, you really don't. The vets is kind of scary. Like you ain't really want to talk to Diggs yet, or you ain't really want to talk to Vaughn, but you see Vaughn sitting right there. So I still watch all the Bills games, but offensive scheme wise, you know, the Rams and the Bucks, the guys that kind of use their bigger slots to do a lot of bigger things that I was able to do here and show a little out there. That's pretty much where I want to go. But yeah, Buffalo not bad though. The organization is run quite well actually compared to what I've heard about some organizations and stuff. So
Yeah, and it's showing on the field too. I mean, they're all right. They're all right. They got an okay quarterback, I've heard.
Okay.
He's okay. He's decent, right? What about Gabe and Miles? Do you guys have like a favorite team or anything like that, or do you not want to say it to hurt your draft stock? Like,
No, I definitely don't have a favorite team anymore. I mean, like it's just like every little kid. Like I grew up watching like Tom Brady and Patriots. So I loved the Patriots when he was there, right? But I'm just a Tom Brady guy. I don't really care for a team in the NFL in actual honesty. But if I could play anywhere where I really wanted to play, but they're now not a team, San Diego Chargers. I wanted to play in San Diego. I like the area. I've been there a lot of times. But right now I'd like to either play for Tampa Bay Bucks. I like the area, and I also like what they do on defense. And also the Panthers. Also, I really like what they do on defense as well too.
we got to get you guys to the Holiday Bowl. Hashtag send Gabe to San Diego. So that's the goal for the year now. You're not going undefeated anymore. No college football playoff. So to the Holiday Bowl. Hashtag send Gabe to San Diego. Miles, you got a favorite team?
Yeah, my team is the Cowboys.
The Cowboys got. Well, of course you are, right?
Yeah, before I even played in the Cowboys stadium, though, I always was watching the Cowboys. I feel like it kind of, it grew up in a family. Like everybody was Cowboy fans, and then my big brother was always like a Tom Brady fan, so he always just followed Tom Brady. But yeah, I think everybody in our family always just been a Cowboys fan.
For sure. Yeah, a couple other BYU alums that play for the Chargers right now, by the way. Not in San Diego, obviously, but could be a good one. Let's look at. I saw one. Hold on, let me find it here.
There's a good one for Neil, but it might be controversial.
What you got?
Team Zach or Team Dex?
Hey, you gotta answer.
You got it. We trying to get some.
You can give a no comment.
You gotta answer this one.
Both of them my guys. Both of them my guys.
Good answer.
And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
He had an answer, but he gonna keep it there.
Yeah, but I think everybody knows. If you know, you know. That's all I'm gonna say. If you know which side you're on. But both of them my guys. I talk with Dax and I talk with Zach. I got off the phone today with Zach, just seeing how he's doing, and Dax hit me up every now and again. So those are both my guys.
Neil, how much do you still keep in contact from the guys from the last couple of seasons? Pretty magical run that the Cougs have had. Do you still, do you text, you call, that kind of thing?
Yeah. I kind of talk with everybody just here and there. Kyrus here and there. I probably talk to Zach the most. Me and Zach been close since when he first came in. No one kind of knows the amount of work that we put in before Zach was able to get on the field type deal. And I think that kind of just strung out up until now he's in the league. He'll call me randomly or I'll call him randomly because I'm bored and just see what he's up to type deal. So just stuff like that.
I can confirm every day during fall camp had to be at least 50 extra passes you and him would throw at each other when he was first coming up. I mean, it was... Yeah. And that's just what we saw. I'm sure there was 100 times more behind the scenes, but I can definitely confirm right there. I think I saw one more. All right. This one's for Miles and Gabe specifically. We can open it up to Neil too, though. He's a BYU guy now, BYU alum. Amy wants to know why you guys chose BYU. Why you opted to come out here to Provo. Let's start with Miles and then we'll go backwards towards you.
Mine, it was a crazy story. So one of my friends had passed away, and so and he loved football. He always wanted to play football, and so I kind of dedicated the rest of my football career and going forward to him, honestly. So, yeah, that's the story of that. And that's the reason why I came to, BYU, a religious school.
Well, I mean, before, of course, I was at Vanderbilt. I felt that I'd given my all to Vanderbilt and I got my degree, so then I decided to enter the transfer portal. I like a lot of different options to go. And everybody knows Derwin Gray, he coached me in high school, and he just reached out in the middle of the process. I was talking to Florida, Arizona State, Colorado around the time, and I was gonna go visit Arizona State and Florida, and they were just pushing the process a little bit later, and I was just I don't know if I want to wait that long, whatever the case is. And so Durham was like, hey, would you go visit BYU? And out of high school, he asked me to come visit here, and I was just like, no, I'm not coming here. There's just no way I want to go here. My mom is super strict. I want to just go live my life, if I had to be honest with you. So I was just all right. I said no in high school. I'll do the due diligence because you've reached out twice now. And I actually had to go to, I booked a flight to go to Europe, and then BYU was like, hey, can you come these 3 days? So I cut my Europe trip down, and I was like, okay, I'll come here. And I actually had a really good time. The people were genuine, everything like that. And so I was like, all right, I'm going to go to Europe, and if I still feel that same way about the situation, then I'll come here to BYU, and I'll commit to BYU. So I went to Europe, came back home, talked to my family. My mom was head over heels, just I like you here so much, blah, blah, blah. And as much as it was my decision at the end of the day, because I had made the first decision with my family, they were this is the best academic decision for you. I also knew my mom knew I'd be safe and she'd coming up here. So I was just it's the best of both worlds, and you guys are winning football games. If I would have chose to go to Arizona State, I wouldn't have a head coach at this moment in time. And then at Florida, right, they beat Utah, and then now they can't throw the football to save their life, so they're not winning football games. So I'm happy that I made the decision to come here for sure.
Neil, you had a little bit of a family lineage to come here. Was it following your brother? Or?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Me and my brother got to play, I think, his last year in high school. And when he committed, I was just all right. We talked about playing college football since we were little, so it was just kind of given when that time was given to us.
So shout out to the star of the Stone College coaching staff, Butch Pau'u, for getting Neil the provo. I think we've exhausted most of our questions right there.
Do you guys have any questions?
Yeah, we got anything in the room, guys?
I got a couple. Yeah. We were talking about touchdowns getting called back, and I'm gonna bring up a bad one. But that coastal touchdown, that was is that what went through your head when he was talking about seeing the flag?
Yeah, there were some other plays too. I think so that one. The D lineman that I was talking about, he was D tackle for Coastal that game.
See the guy
yeah. No, it wasn't him, but it was one of his close buddies. So when we were talking about the game in the locker room, he actually called him and the tight end at the time, and they were all just laughing through FaceTime type deal about the game. But he also knew all right, well, these guys are good. He did have a bad sense of feeling that if it did count, it was gonna be over. But when it went back to 0-0, he said his game plan, especially for the D-line, was just to, do anything to bug the crap out of Zach. Because they said Zach hadn't been touched all year, so if we can rough him up, that was kind of just their game plan. So I didn't know if, the dude throwing him and doing the excessive stuff was part of that roughing up. But that was kind of the whole game plan type deal. So, yeah, when that got brought up for sure, yeah, that one runs through for sure.
Oh, for the game?
Go for it. Okay, Miles, do you have a touchdown dance plan for this week?
Oh, the capital J journalism right here.
I don't have nothing planned. I'm just throwing up the heart all season. I got that from him. When I first got here, I looked up to Neil. Honestly, I really I appreciate him. He told me, because I was the type of guy, in the drills, I'll be going crazy, and then I'll be so tired when we go into team. He was like, bro, calm down. He was like, calm down. Do what you're doing inside the team. Show the coaches instead of just trying to, show them in these drills. So, yeah. So now I just throw up the heart every time. That's really it.
Does Kalani still tell you guys if you don't really know how to celebrate a touchdown, just do the Cabbage Patch? Not so much.
I don't even know.
He told that to Isaac Rex way back in the day, and Isaac actually did it after his first touchdown.
That's crazy.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know how Isaac is.
Yeah.
He's, so he just he,
Cabbage Patch type of
yeah, he did, so he did the Cabbage Patch, and then he didn't hear the end of it the rest of the season. He just got roasted on social media for it.
So is it safe to assume there's no more greedies happening in the end zone after Sunday?
I mean, that was just one too many greedy.
I think Kalani actually loved it, but he was just you went too long.
Yeah. It's just like the Key and Peele video about the pumps. Like, he just needed to do 3
And
greedies
it was
instead of
crazy.
4.
I think it was crazy. I think what made him kind of mad because we had just talked about that like during the meetings.
Oh yeah.
We
got
just
mad?
talked about. No, I don't know if he was.
No,
like,
he wasn't mad in the moment, but then if you saw what like he did it, and then we kicked the ball out of bounds, and then they got the ball in the 50. He was like, "Oh gosh, like low-key, we should have probably not did that."
I honestly think he wasn't mad. I don't really think he was mad. He was just it's a place and a time. For
Yeah,
it.
that's what it was. Yeah, he was more or less like just
It's a
think
place
about
and
it
a
next time.
just, but we had just talked about it, so
Yeah.
All right, Gabe, I got something for you that I got it. I'm gonna have you give a hot take here.
Okay.
Because your DB core,
Yeah.
they're struggling to come in with those picks, come down with those interceptions.
Yeah,
They're struggling some. You talked about it earlier. Y'all can rewind the stream if you want to get into it. I'm twisting your arm though.
Yeah.
You guys got a 7-on-7 game.
Yeah.
One of your DBs got to go over and play wide receiver. Who's got the best hands? Who are you drafting from your DB group to go play wide receiver?
Okay. That's a good one. Are you talking about DBs or are you talking about corners?
I'll expect all the DBs. All the DBs.
Okay, then that's
Except Jacob Robinson, Nichols don't count.
Okay, then I was gonna drive J-Rob, and then I was gonna I would say Malik also, right? But Malik now got a broken hand, so I can't drop him, so I don't know. That's a good question. I definitely not D'Lo. Definitely not D'Lo. Definitely not Maury or Caleb because that hot garbage for hands.
Maury too?
Oh yeah, Maury too. But the freshmen, they all played wide receiver before they came to play DB. So they all actually do have hands. I'm not gonna lie, they all do. But if we were to put them aside, the guys that right now are getting burned, I'd throw myself up there. I might put myself in that conversation.
You can say yourself. That's fine.
I might put myself in that conversation. But if Malik healthy, I'd put Malik in that conversation for sure. Yeah. That's what I
a
got.
two-handed Malik 1, Gabe Jeudy 1B.
Nah, Gabe
And
Jeudy
then
2. I'll put it 2. I'll be honest. I'll be 2. But if I was to say everybody, I'd probably put
One-handed Malik 3.
I'd put all 4. I'd put Nate can catch the football. What's it called? Shemev can catch the football. They all in practice snag left and right. And then I always forget that they never played DB until they came to BYU. So they're pretty impressive with themselves.
That's true. Who's got the best gritty on the team?
Not me. I can't dance to save my life. For real. Miles thinks he can dance though.
I got the little.
Oh.
Straight. I'm gonna keep this here.
I mean, Kibo's the only one who's busted it out in a game yet.
Terrence might have it.
People can't dance either.
Terrence might have it.
Yeah.
Terrence.
Yeah. I feel like Cody could dance a little bit.
Nah,
No? Alright. Not Cody.
Cody can dance.
Oh, I know who thinks they could dance and would really dance would be Caleb.
Oh yeah.
He would really think that he could dance.
He can't dance
No
either.
rhythm.
No rhythm at all.
That's why the square technique works for him.
Hey, don't put that on the stream. That's his bread and butter. That's the secret right there. We can't have nobody know about that.
Shout out to our Aggie friends in Ogden for watching the stream to learn some of that. All right, last one.
For Gabe. 'Cause
Last
I
question.
asked you guys some questions. You had, I think I remember, it was a third down conversion. The guy caught it that you were covering. But then, the next player, the next third down, you had a pass breakup. in the same situation. I think. Is it nice to get get one back? Do you know what I'm saying? I think it was in the first or second quarter.
If I had to be honest with you, if I think I know what you're talking about, then that wasn't my guy. Then I wouldn't know. Yeah. I guess it's good. I wasn't really thinking about it like that because I was playing cover 3 and that was the cover 2 side. So it is. But I mean, it's always nice to get a pass breakup. It wasn't really a pass breakup. It was a drop pick. So at the end of the day, I'm not that happy about it. But you know, it is what it is. Yeah.
Okay, you want to sign us off, Sean?
Yeah.
I started up.
I think that's good. This was a little bit unusual, but having 3 dudes at the table, but I think it worked out all right. Thanks for joining us, Neil.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Neil's got a lot to teach Gabe and Miles about some eloquence there, so we'll take him any day. Also something about making it in the NFL, like call me later, son. He's being modest right now, but so Neil, thanks for joining us. Miles, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, appreciate you guys for real.
Gabe, as always, shout out to the sponsors.
Oh yeah, Coug Connect always, right? That's what we always get sign off the fan with Coug Connect.
Yeah, so shout out to the sponsors, Chubby's, Growth Supplements, Carrick Home Design. As always, SaveDamien.com. If you got $15, Damien's a fighter. And CougConnect.com is just $10 a month. Support these guys.
All right,
you can tell they know what they're doing.
See y'all.